Here I'm holding the end. I've made kind of a big loop. I'm bringing the needle from behind the thread and through the loop. And I'm trying to make that knot almost as close to the fabric as I can get. I want just a tiny bit of give, and I'm pulling it a little to show you here, between the knot and the fabric, because that's going to give me a little leeway when I feed the needle through to hide the knot. In order to hide the knot, I'm going to go as close to that spot that my thread came up as possible. And my goal is to go through just the backing. You may catch a little bit of the batting, and that's fine, but it's not the goal. The big idea is that you don't want to see anything on the top. So I'm going to pull that, and then when the knot's sitting there, I'm going to give it a little bit of a tug, and you'll be able to hear when that needle or that knot pops in behind the fabric. And you've got a thread tail that is already buried in the fabric. I'm going to give this a slight pull and then clip as close as I can to the fabric, as long as you don't catch the actual fabric. And then because you pulled it slightly, the tail end pulls underneath that fabric layer. And so you've got a piece that is started and stopped. Now I'm going to go back to the thread that was thinner and show you how I would bury from the top of the fabric. For this, I'm going to once again make a loop. So the process is pretty much the same, only this time instead of just coming through the loop, I'm going to go into the loop and wrap the thread around at least once more, maybe twice more. And then go ahead, and we're making that knot as close to the fabric as we possibly can get it. Again, a little bit of leeway is not a bad thing. And I'm going to go in through the top layer of fabric as close to the where the thread had come up as I possibly can go. I'm going about a 1/2 inch or so. And then I've got the knot positioned right at the top of the fabric. Give it a little tug and it pops right under there. So your knots are buried, and having a buried knot is not just an aesthetic thing, it actually makes your quilt sturdier, because it's where you start and stop. Even when you piece and when you start and stop, that's where you have the most weakness. So you are creating a surface where your knot's not going to catch and then come untied over time and have your stitching work its way out.